Welcome to this very special showcase screening of our Creativity Works content production films. I'm Fran Plowright, Senior Programme Manager at Create Jobs, and it's a pleasure to introduce these films today, which have been created over the past 6 weeks on what is now our third iteration of our content production course. The brief for the films this time was set by Reebok and is titled Write Your Legacy, How Do You Want to Be Remembered? The 90-second shorts you're about to view are the 24 participants' individual responses to this film and were shot entirely on mobile phones and edited themselves at home. This course has been delivered entirely online, and we're exceptionally proud of the work created by all the participants at this challenging time. Together, they show the perspectives of the next generation of filmmakers and content creators. The way this is going to work is the films are going to be introduced by our brilliant participants themselves and will be screened in one continuous stream. Before we watch them, here's a word from our funders.
Hello everyone, my name is Pei Chin and I'm the Programme Manager for the Mayor's Digital Talent Programme at the Greater London Authority. I'm very pleased to be funding your training opportunity delivered by A New Direction and YSYS, who are doing such a fantastic job supporting young people during COVID. What a year it has been, and I would like to congratulate you for completing the intensive placement program and showing your resilience, drive, and motivation to learn new skills, meet new people, and to thrive in spite of the difficult times we're in. And I hope that you will continue on this lifelong learning journey and make full use of the Digital Jobs and Opportunities platform, which will be launched later this week. It is a great opportunity to showcase your portfolio, get mentoring support, and make contacts in the industry. We are operating in a climate of rapid change, and at City Hall, we remain committed to supporting you. Digital skills will continue to be a key priority in our recovery and in our mission to create a more equitable and inclusive future for all of you. I look forward to viewing all your incredible work, and a massive thank you to everyone participating today.
Hello Class of 2020, my name is Kirsty McHugh and I'm Chief Executive of the Mayor's Fund for London. Congratulations on finishing your work experience this year. Really impressed in everything that you have achieved, particularly given the pandemic in the backdrop. I do know that some of you may well have been facing some quite difficult personal circumstances. To have come through and achieved and delivered such a fantastic body of work, I think is really very impressive. So, congratulations again, looking forward to seeing everything in the showcase and also looking forward to seeing you go on to great things in your careers.
Hi, my name's Abina and I'll be introducing my short film for the Reebok Write Your Legacy brief. My film is titled Grandma's Hands and is about how your hands tell a story, whether young or old, and how what you do with your hands will leave an impact on those around you. In my film, I'm focusing on my grandma and how her hands have guided me from a baby until now, and I just wanted to tell that story. I hope you enjoy my film. Your hands tell a story. Through wrinkles, lines and scars. Mine are soft as fresh soil, and hers rough as tree bark. Your hands tell a story, those calloused, freckled memoirs. Fingers braid hair thick as brambles, and sing sweet songs like guitars. Your hands tell a story, deep creases and birthmarks, wipe tears that drown like oceans, and tie up new school shoes from Clark's. My hands will tell a story of journeys I'm yet to embark, and although I'm not quite there yet, I hope they look just like my grandma's.
Hello, my name is Amy Madden and I'd like to introduce my short film responding to the brief from Reebok, Write Your Legacy. My film is called Always Been There. It's a film which intends to speak for future women, taking the everyday truths that women are currently living by in the 21st century, taking ownership and striving to do more. The monologue was pieced together from my own thoughts but also combined several other women's own experiences. Visual representations were inspired by the Dutch exotic dancer Mata Hari. I hope you enjoy it.
We have been told to suppress our opinions, to push back, stand up, and not sit back. The historicity of the past is laid bare before us, but now is the time to be bold, extraordinarily limitless, and dare to explore. We no longer owe an apology because we know our beauty, we know our self-worth, and we know there are endless barriers to be reimagined and reworked. We feed, we comply, we listen, we love, we feel, we understand, and we often settle for less, but we are enough. We have allowed our self-worth to be chipped away over our years, or it is swallowed up by the mindless minutes we spend scrolling into another's fears. But if we reimagine, it is for us to raise each other up. Take a look in the mirror, and the woman staring back at us is the woman that will change the course of history. We have been taught that we need to find our voice, but what the 21st century has shown us is that she's always been there.
Hi, my name is Anton Thomas Sturge, and the film you're about to watch is called A Legacy Told Through Dance. It is about how being a dancer has influenced my life in many ways, how it allows me to experience things differently, and just how I want my legacy to inspire other people to do what they love. One thing I've learned from the course is to definitely trust my instincts. If something feels like it's the right choice, it probably is. And one thing I'll take away as well is to definitely create more. Don't be afraid to reach out, collab, get as much experience as possible, because I think it will definitely pay off in the long run. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this film.
When I think of the word legacy, I think about what will I leave behind? What will I have done with my life? As dancers, we see things from a unique perspective. We are passionate. We allow people to see us at our most vulnerable, but when we are truly free. An escape not only for us, but for those who are watching, allowing both to connect on almost a spiritual level. I want my legacy to inspire people to do what makes them happy. Because life is short, and there's a difference between living and existing.
Hi, my name is Blessing and I'm introducing to you my short film titled Lessons. It's about all the lessons that I've learned, particularly this year. And one of the many things that I've taken from this course is meeting industry professionals. That's been something that has been totally invaluable to me. And one of my future goals includes becoming a narrative filmmaker. So with that in mind, I hope you enjoy this film.
Has played a huge role in this latest show of resistance. Organizations, including the Feminist Coalition, abuse social media to highlight injustice.
Hi, my name is Bradley Smith, and you're about to watch my film titled This Must Be the Place, in response to Reebok and their brief Write Your Legacy. The themes of the film follow loosely time and global warming and the inevitability of it all, but all while paying homage to my late father. But it's open to interpretation, and I hope you enjoy.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hey, my name's Cassandra Joseph, and I'd like to introduce my film responding to the brief from Reebok's Write Your Legacy, and it's called Sankofa. So the name Sankofa is an Ndinkra symbol, a philosophy, and also an Asian African folktale, and it literally means go back and get it. So the film looks into the many different ways I choose to gain history, wisdom, and inspiration from my past so that I can write my own future. So I hope you enjoy it, and I really had a great time making this film, and I had a great time on the course, and I hope you can see that through the film. But I'm really excited for my next steps because I feel like a new fire has been lit in me thanks to the course, so hope you enjoy.
Translated, it means it is not wrong to go back and fetch what you forgot. From the proverb comes the word Sankofa,
which means go back and get it. Sankofa is a mythological bird who is the protagonist in an oral African folktale. Sankofa grows up in her community being confident in herself and loving life. One day, she decides to sneak away from her village. She gets lost and begins to doubt herself after she is insulted by another bird. Sankofa manages to find her way back to her village where her friends, family and ancestors help rebuild her self-confidence. When she returns to the bird with her own sense of self-knowledge, the other bird disappears. In her village, her image is carved so that others learn the dangers of forgetting or abandoning their roots. Because she had forgotten where she came from, Sankofa was carved with her neck turned backwards. Sankofa tells us that you can't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. She reminds us that we must look back to get teachings from our past to build our future. My legacy is the one that came before me.
Hi, my name's David Joseph, and I'd like to introduce my short film titled Legacy Through My Lens. In short, the film is about how taking pictures can tell a story, and I would like to one day become a director of photography, creating feature-length films and documentaries. I hope you enjoy my film. One thing I like to do is take photos. It allows you to capture a moment that would otherwise be gone forever. Legacy to me is these stories you find within them, and when I think about my legacy, I'm instantly drawn to this one in particular. Queen Elizabeth II and my great-grandfather Oba Adeshida, who was one of the many local rulers utilised by the British to maintain their indirect rule over Nigeria. Many stories can be drawn from this photo, such as the amalgamation of over 400 languages and cultures into what we now call Nigeria. I know this was not without bloodshed. The photo of my great-grandfather interests me, as I often think about 6 degrees of separation, that all people are only 6 connections away from each other. It makes the world seem so much smaller than you would think. Everything is interconnected, no matter how small. Our actions ripple across our network of human history. This connection between all humans has gotten much closer with the rise of social media, allowing our stories to reach more people at the palm of our hands. However, this can also be very dangerous, as it can be used to spread false ideologies and hate, leading to various forms of violence and injustice, which stresses the importance of understanding our history and forging a new and better future. There are a plethora of events enacted by other people's legacies from the past that have led me to where I am today. Now I ask myself, what legacy do I want to build? I want to create impactful images that challenge us to do better and tell new and brighter stories for the world.
Hiya, so my name is Destiny. Please ignore the hair, let's get done, the Christmas is coming. But this course has been great because it's just inspired me really to believe in my own source. It's so easy to just be like, I don't know how to get in the industry, I don't know people, how do you make, like how do you do it? So to actually have received tangible advice and meet people who are the creators and directors and the producers of the work that we consume every day, the amazing work we consume, has just been really inspiring, and I'm ready to get out there and start applying for jobs, even though it's a pandemic, and make some money. And my long-term goals are to continue building up the platform that I created, which is dedicated to showcasing Black creators and people from groups that are underrepresented in terms of race, gender, sexuality, mental and physical capabilities and disabilities. So this is my short story entitled A Mother's Legacy, and I hope you enjoy it. And it's really just there to pay homage and say thank you to the strong women in all of our lives and the personal legacies that really only a mother can leave. A mother's legacy. It's a legacy rooted in patience, in trust, and in love. Through the tears,
and the joys, it is sacrifice. One which began with the sharing of 2 heartbeats. When we say legacy, we often discuss who we want to be and the impact we intend to have on the world. But many of us forget to mention one of the greatest legacies we can ever hope to experience: the bond between a mother and her child. A mother's legacy is life. It's love. It's everlasting.
Hi, my name is Diran. I'd like to introduce my short film responding to the Reebok brief, Write Your Legacy. My short film is called Lost Legacies, and it's about gentrification in West London, but has a broader application to gentrification across London. And it's inspired by political events as well as some of the daily sights that I see living in an area that's pretty much very gentrified, and how I kind of respond to that. Every site that we've ever laid eyes upon, every street that has felt our footprints, every conversation our lips were ever home to, each form but one room in the house of our legacy. Connecting one mother to another, just trying to make ends meet. For what are we but our stories, thousands of them, masked under 32 stories, waiting to be freed, to be told. Interrupted by streets that look familiar, but have no place for people like us anymore. Tourists have reduced our livelihoods to aesthetics. But from the 13th floor, it's clear to see that they don't love us, they love us not. We fear that we might be forgotten, so we leave our mark on walls that want to erase us, and our files conveniently get lost. An apology comes dressed as a mere RIP. Unfulfilled lives become legacies of what could have been. Money's a universal language, but that side of the road is more fluent than us. But we're fluent in a different kind of wealth. The community centres our second homes, sports grounds our therapy spots. But they need out with the old and in with the new. We just want to go home. So we leave a little reminder of ourselves everywhere that we go. The view's much nicer from the top.
Hi, my name's Ellie. I'd like to introduce my short film responding to the Reebok brief of Write Your Legacy. It's titled Confused Courage, and it's about how our legacy comes from the stories that we've been told and how you need to trust your instincts in order to figure out and find that legacy. I hope you enjoy it. Generally from the course, I really enjoyed meeting other creative individuals that are my age or like around my age, and also just getting a taste of the industry and seeing how things work and talking to people who've kind of made it in the industry. And moving forward, I'm just interested in getting a foot in the door as like an office secretary or a runner. My ideal position to get into would be being a script editor, and then just kind of hopefully moving into that side of the production world and content production world. Thanks.
Când o fugim din Hoară, era molto discola, că trecum calea al Magir, na drăm Magir. Băneam 5 ani, tu munță și tu câmbo. Ca nu știi cum trecum, noi goală știm.
Not all stories are made the same. Some are packaged and ready for us to buy. Most are so common that we take them for granted. And others have been fought for by thousands who refuse to stay silent about them. Each one its own point of perspective, a patchwork of moments, pulled by threads and sewn together by time. Tailor-made. A refugee split between pieces of language and land, my grandmother taught me about the fabric of life, how much it varies and how it's up to you to bring it together in a way that works.
scoși strani, să dar strani în ali, tas li baxies na fora. Când o ți-au pitihisi, eram mult evharistisită și mult elefteră.
Our grandma taught me to trust your experience when life wasn't simple, to make sense of the unexpected and tell things your way. Her legacy to me is to write my own, to trust myself, love my complications, and wear them with pride.
Hello, my name is Emmy Khan and I'd like to present to you my short film responding to the Reebok Write Your Legacy brief titled Can Legacy Look Like Me? It comes from quite a personal place for my brother and me, being the only mixed race members of our family, and like the disconnect we feel towards our own legacy from coming from quite tough roots. But it's a positive story because it's about how we can create our own legacy now with how we influence the lives of others. And I had real fun making this because it marked a lot of creative firsts for me actually. My background's more in script writing and performance, so to learn how to storyboard and to shoot schedule and to edit, it was really exciting. I had great fun making this, so I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Some days I hate the way my parents made me, and every day I wake and hate the face my parents gave me. Feels like the graceful gaze of angels that they failed to break me. Still we suffocate my brain and take up space inside the place, but I like all safety. Gonna still my family chain, I'll take a block and I'll break it. Caught up in my family pain, I know I'm gonna escape it. All I have to gain outweighs the pain, I'll take it and make it. The way is up my head and all I gotta do is take it.
Grasping out for the past to hold my hand. It's not a question of self-expression. Wonder why I've such a need for understanding while standing out from my succession. Will you still think about me after all those things I'll leave behind? Can legacy look like me? It's something on my mind.
Too many tales to tell, I got a steel plated shell, I got a split with a yell, I fit them all on a spell, I fit them all in my head, so I'm not screaming in bed, so now I'm wearing my dreams, storing my secrets and seams.
Grasping out for the past to hold my hand, should I let go, stumbling for the future, and I guess I'll never fully understand me, but here I stand on something newer. Will you still think about me after? Why don't I focus on the now? Can a legacy start with me? I think we'll find our way somehow.
Hello, my name is Fulami Oshino, also known as AMK. I'm an aspiring screenwriter and director, and I would like to introduce my short film titled 10 Million Minutes, which is responding to Reebok's Write Your Legacy brief. It's basically a story about me interviewing my 40-year-old self, which is also technically me 10 million minutes from now. I really hope you enjoy this film. Thank you. Where the hell am I?
Is she ready? Is she ready? Okay, let's go. I've written down questions on the card on your seat. Do not go off script this time.
Are you?
Yep. Hey Theo. Usually it's the host introducing the guest, but this is your subconscious, so you don't have to follow format. Do you want to take a seat? Okay. So, AMK, do you like your job? Do we ever figure it out in the end? Yeah, we do. You always knew you wanted to be a filmmaker, but coming from an academic family, you didn't necessarily feel like the right route. And to be honest, you do spend the first few years of your 20s doubting yourself. Filmmaking is your calling, and 20 years down the line, you're gonna flipping love it. Oh, okay, well, that sounds really encouraging. But
Maybe I'm wearing. Oh no, I'm not done. I have one more question. Ask whatever else you want to ask.
You got a boo, Miss Girl. We'll be back after the break.
Wait,
guys.
this is my show. I'm the
Thank you so much
host.
for having us. Hi, I'm George Charles, and my legacy is something I battle with literally every day. There are so many things that I want to do and do epically that a lot of the time it's overwhelming to even begin. And with this content production course, I decided that I wanted to do something different to what I'd done before. And instead of trying to make it perfect and beautiful on the first try, I would make it interesting. And I think that's what I did. So yeah, this is literally the struggle of writing my legacy. Hey, so what are you gonna write? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I'm not sure yet. But you want to be a writer? Yeah, I guess. Okay, so do it. Sure. This is special. You haven't done anything. Look at me. I'm typing. I can't hear anything. Type. 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 Why don't you just let me do it? Just, can I?
Woo! Hello everybody, my name is Josephine Elliott. One of the ways this course was able to benefit me was by being able to give me the skills and the tips from industry professionals that I needed to create my own short film. I'd like to introduce my short film, responding to the brief from Reebok's Write Your Legacy, titled Thoughts from Home. This is a film about me being raised in Peckham and reminiscing on all the memories that I have. I hope you'll enjoy it. Peckham, the very place my legacy begins. 1987, when my parents decided to settle in South London and call this place their new home. One of my earliest childhood memories is riding my bike around Two Gardens Estate. My grandma constantly peeking out the window just to make sure her grandkids were safe. Or when I discovered my love for reading at Peckham Library, getting so lost in a Jacqueline Wilson book and wondering what my future life might be. Using my lunch money to buy the greasiest chicken and chips after school and act a total fool with my mates. Now it's walking through the hustle and bustle of Rye Lane Market. You name it, they've got it. From the springs of spinach, to the mountains of yams, to the glistening pink tilapia, and the bonfire-coloured eruptions of bell peppers and Scotch bonnets. Peckham is the only place I can walk around in my hair bonnet and never feel out of place. But the minute I hear, "Excuse me, darling, do you want to do your hair?" from an African auntie standing so eagerly by the hair shop, I know I've got to be on my way. I've always loved that the place I get to call home is so diverse. We've got hipsters, to the bussy building ravers, and even the Queens Road skateboarders. No matter how far I am away from home, I'll always be a proud South Londoner, holding Peckham and all the great memories close to my heart.
Hi, my name is Laura Shockenby. I'm 21 years old and I've loved being on the content production course. I think one thing that's challenged me and that I'm going to take away from it is spending time during the ideation process to push past all of the mental blocks and get to an idea that I'm really happy and passionate about. So this piece is called Do It for the One in response to Reebok's Write Your Legacy brief. And I think it marries together a lot of things that I'm passionate about, such as poetry, music production, filmmaking, art, and inevitably showing love to people around me using creative means. It's hopefully created a legacy that if you feel inspired by, you can join too. So I hope you enjoy this film. Hi. Although I'm just a stranger, I want to check that you're fine. And as random as this seems, it won't take much of your time. But in this time of isolation, it's easy to feel alone, whether your house is full or empty, if you're young or if you're grown. You may feel like one irrelevant droplet in a big ocean. But if all the drops dried up, there'd be no water left to float in. I may not know you, but I know you've been intricately designed, and through your struggles and your pain, you are being purified. And though these times are uncertain and the world could change whenever, please remember that we're all separately in this boat together. So I made 100 droplets and 100 letters too. Each and every drop's unique because there's no one like you. And I suppose you're wondering why I'd send 100 letters blindly. It's because my God would leave his throne of grace just to find me. When I was down, he left the 99 to find me lost. Jesus revived my soul through what he did upon that cross. So now if I could spread a shed of hope and light into your day, then it's worth it, even if 99 throw this all away. Well, I'm glad you read this letter. And just before it's done, I challenge you to spread some love. Do it for the one.
Hi, I'm Leah Lewis, and working on this project has really inspired me and got me excited to be creative and start working on my own projects. And they've provided me with a lot of tips and tricks, so it goes a lot more seamlessly and less chaotically. And to work with everyone else involved in this project would be really exciting in the future. But now I'd love to introduce you to my short film responding to Reebok's theme, Write Your Own Legacy. It's titled Words to Power, and it's essentially me having a conversation with the women who have guided me through life now about writing my own legacy. I hope you enjoy.
What counts as being a legacy?
I don't know.
Exactly, I don't know either. I don't know. Is it just memories that people have of somebody? Or is it a physical thing that you can say somebody's left you?
My brothers and sisters, nieces, nephews, I believe we're all my mum's legacies.
Yeah.
So it's like what she started, we're carrying on. The family and everything's part of it, but it's your contribution as well.
Yeah.
That's your legacy to the bigger picture. It's a bit like a quilt.
So you just add your
You're adding
section.
your story to it, yeah.
You see other people and how they raise a family or what legacy they've left behind, and that becomes influential to you.
So it's almost
and also culture and religion as well. Definitely, as I explore religions as well, not just as Christians, not just exploring Christianity, just looking. That's quite a range of religions and the person that I will in my horizon that I would like to be.
I think whether you think it's a
for my
legacy
child
or
or future children as well, and just my friends around
whatever it
me.
is you're doing to have a purpose.
So when you talk about legacy, to people it's a stately home, it's wealth, you know, their name in a law or in a book. But as a culture, that's not in our power. Instead, our legacy is a likeness or a disease that's passed down, a religion or a recipe. What legacy have you the privilege to achieve?
Hello, my name is Mei-Ling Ya. I'd like to introduce my short film in response to the brief from Reebok, Write Your Legacy, titled Going Back. It's a short film about a young girl who feels a split within her identity, and so she tries to go home to reconnect with her past and her heritage. I'm really grateful to this program for allowing me to explore myself creatively and to try my hand at something that legitimately terrified me, but I think it paid off and I'm excited to keep learning. I'm also grateful to this process for encouraging me to reflect on my own life and my own identity, which is something I really didn't expect, but I guess it just goes to show the power of creativity and the arts. So thank you to GL de Guzman for being my DOP and gaffer. Special thanks to my mum for being in my film. I hope you enjoy it and the rest of the screening.
Hi, my name's Mamina, and I would like to introduce my film, responding to the brief from Reebok Write Your Legacy. The title is Sari Story, and it is an exploration of my legacy and my cultural heritage. We are all part of a story that goes back generations, and we add to it in our own unique ways. I hope you enjoy it.
I've been given a gift, a legacy, to tell a story. We treasure these stories like a passageway to our past. I am from here, but my roots were planted in another land. My imagination can fly between the two, even if I cannot. The sari is not just celebratory, it's practical too. Swathes of intricately detailed material that envelop us convey more than our faces. A skill, an art form, passed down through generations of women. But am I just performing my culture? To show I have something else running through my veins. Precious gold that adorns us from our tears to our toes, tell a story, a glimpse of who we are, of who they were. Your story is a gift, but I stutter in the language of its original scripture. To be part of many cultures, a beautiful story, one that I wish to pass on.
Hey guys, I'm Stephanie. This course has been amazing in teaching me all the fundamental aspects of production, from lighting to sound to animation, and has definitely laid the foundations for what I want to do in the future, which is write and direct full time. This film is in response to Reebok's Write Your Legacy brief and is about how my mum's courage to dream beyond her circumstance and build her own legacy has allowed me to do the very same. I really hope you enjoy it. My legacy will exist because she closed her eyes. She dared to dream beyond what she knew, what she could see in exchange for what she could be, what we could be because of her. Stability, opportunity, possibility. She could smell the aroma across the waters. The taste wasn't as good, but as a Nigerian mum would, she brought her own ingredients. Hope brought us here, but strength kept us. She carried culture in her suitcase. I still taste home whenever I'm around her. I unpacked the history that allowed me to close my eyes and fantasize a new dream. A story untold but soon to hear, soon to unfold, that good things come from broken places, that it traces back to his good graces, that together we are stronger, that we can hold on just a little bit longer, that truth and rebellion share the same postcode, that standing out is blending into God's call. Heaven shaped us different, so we stand tall and make real what we saw with our eyes closed, so that our future children can see further than we could ever see.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Olabayo, and this is my short film responding to Reebok's Write Your Legacy brief. The content production course was really good for me. I was able to learn so much about the production process, and also it allowed me to reconnect with my love of storytelling. So I'm really excited to continue sharing more stories in the future. The film is called An Unknown Legacy, and it's basically about a common problem amongst young people who often either don't know what they want to leave this world, or they don't really think about it. So yeah, it was created with the various ramblings in my mind, packaged into the form of a poem. So I hope you enjoy it. They asked about my legacy, and silence was my answer. No Grammy or Nobel Peace Prize, not even the world's best dancer. I'm only 22, I thought. I'm practically a baby. But then I thought of Rashford and, well, even Isra Hersey. Although it's never too early to carve your path, it's all about intention. A famous name around the world is not the sole direction. And then my mind turned to Mother Nature and the legacy she left us. The autumn leaves that fill the streets, the animals that bark and tweet, the glowing sunsets, great tall trees, the foggy skies, and bright blue seas. You see, without all this, there is no legacy to leave. And then a thought occurred to me. My actions impact thoughts and words on family, friends, and strangers are what I want to leave this world. Well, this world that's so endangered. My legacy's not set yet, and I've many years to build it, but I like to think of what they'll say when I'm just a wandering spirit. A supporter of my community, a champion of positivity, a sunset watcher, lover of love, forever fixated on the skies above. That's me.
Hi, I'm Tavi. I am an aspiring director, filmmaker, screenwriter and all-round storyteller, and I have absolutely loved my time on this content production course. It has been amazing. I've loved every minute of it. I've gained so much from it, so thank you to Create Jobs. And I would like to introduce my short film in response to Reebok's Write Your Legacy brief. So my film is titled First Gen Legacies, and it centres 3 children born to parents of African descent that migrated to this country in the late 80s or early 90s, and it looks at the idea of legacy as a gift that can be passed down, and how these 3 first-generation children are using that gift and celebrating their culture and living and creating and writing their own legacies right now. So I hope you enjoy it.
My parents came over from Nigeria in the late 80s.
My mum came to London in the 90s from the Somali Civil War.
My parents came to London, if I recall, in the late 80s.
My favourite thing about my culture would probably be the food.
The people, they're very humorous, very loud, very bubbly. I feel like you can't meet a Somali that's not funny, like it's just impossible.
The food? The food, no, do you know what, the food definitely for sure. And the warmth of the people.
I don't really see myself as British.
I would say I'm definitely a fusion of both cultures.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fusion.
And I think you only really notice it when you're actually back in your homeland and you're like, raw, I really am British.
I've been back quite a few times.
I can say phrases like, Kini bobo ele.
I can say the basics like Etise.
I can speak it a little bit. Oh, hoy mo jokta.
I'm from Hackney.
Council houses, council flats.
Growing up stereotypically wasn't the greatest area.
One little off-licence shop.
Gentrification came in and wiped out.
My favourite thing about being Black British is
what we're trying to make a change and we're trying to break the next barrier.
We're so bold and vibrant.
And growing up Black, most Black people were told that we have to work harder than anyone else.
I'm building and living my legacy right now.
I think my legacy is through my stand-up comedy.
Through my art, music and poetry.
So I run a creative agency.
I think when we think of a legacy, it's such a big word. You think it has to be like this massive thing.
Put your all into everything, because once you do that, no matter the outcome, you'll never be disappointed. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, my name's Tendai. I'm here to introduce my film, which is called Ripples, in response to the Reebok brief about writing your legacy. It's basically a film about how powerful our actions are and how they can pretty much shape the future. So I hope you enjoy it. I also wanted to thank everyone at Create Jobs for making this course happen. It's been a really great experience. I've learned so much and I'm excited to see what everyone else has gotten out of it. In this life, we have a choice. Our actions are way more powerful than we think. They determine everything. You are here, in this moment, right now, because of all your past actions and because of all the actions of those around you. You never really do anything in this life by yourself. Everything you've ever done and everything anyone has ever done for you has led you to this moment. You never really have control of your life because you can never really control what other people do, and their actions are just as powerful as your own. You've evolved from the countless generations before you. Your very existence is a result of your predecessors. In the same way, the life you're living now, the actions you take every day, will impact your legacy and the legacies of generations to come, for better or for worse. Like a coin, there's always two sides to things. You either give or you get. You either lose or you gain. Have you ever thought to yourself, if that one thing never happened, or if I'd never met that one person, or were at that place at that time, then a whole series of events would never have happened either. Like dominoes, a single event caused an unstoppable chain reaction, and nothing was ever the same. But in the same way, every choice you don't make and every action you don't take can make just as much of a difference. Legacy is making a difference, however small or big, to my own life or to the lives of millions. A smile could change someone's whole perspective of life. A vote could change the entire course of history. A single idea could revolutionize the world. So although I alone can't change the world, I can cast a stone across the waters and create ripples. My legacy is the actions I take every day, the impact I make on others without even realizing, because a single moment can change everything.
Hey, my name is Vanessa Maria and I just want to introduce my film for the Reebok Write Your Own Legacy campaign. My film is called Life is Like a Long Walk and I really hope it touches you in some way, and I'm very, very grateful to be part of this project, so I just want to thank everyone involved. Mwah. Life is like a long walk. You never know where your journey may lead you. Down a hidden road, along the city lights, towards your dreams, far, far away, past that familiar place, in between your deepest fears, across from your first love, behind your falling tears. Rest assured, you'll always be learning, and you'll never be alone. You can only do your best. And yes, sometimes you will want to give up. And sometimes you will have had enough. But it's in these moments, when you look at life face on, you take a moment of silence and you continue on. Because it can get dark and you can lose track. And you might even walk down a path where you were sold dreams. Dreams that you never did find, that you never did reach. But no matter how far down the wrong path you go, you know you can always just turn around. And you'll soon find your feet. And your light will return. And you'll seek yourself out first. Clear in your thoughts, because after all, life is like a long walk.
Hi, my name is Viola and I'd like to introduce my short film in response to Reebok's Write Your Own Legacy brief titled Chapter Vi. My film is a letter to all of the women in my family, thanking them for all the struggles that they had to go through to get me to where I am today. And it's a promise to do even more in the future and try to start the people that come after me, start them off with a better chance to continue doing whatever they want and achieving as much as they want and just living their life as best as they can. I hope you enjoy my film.
At night, I hear my ancestors calling me. From an island I can't quite call home, they call me. My name, passed down from grandmother to granddaughter, gifted with a grand power to shake the ground on which we stand. They call me. In their prayers they ask that everything that seeks to hold me back only serves to push me forward, and with tired arms and loving hands they lift me to overcome, to live, to fly, to love, to laugh, to succeed, to run as far as my legs can carry me, to carve my own path, to write my own legacy.